Boy, if you are in southern Maine, you're really lucking out today. If you're not, sorry for the clouds.
We were looking at
great.
a couple different cameras. I think one was up towards the Katahdin region. And we know it's a big state, but every once in a while we see different cameras here in the newsroom. We're like, yeah,
drastically
really,
different.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes you think like, is that another part of the country? No, it's just
really
another county.
Huge variance here. But yeah, southern Maine, good shape. Northern Maine, not so much. I want to review. Now, keep in mind these rainfall totals across northern Maine are not complete, right? Because it's still raining there. But in most of these spots, or all the spots I'm showing you, we're done with rain. Norway, almost 3 inches of total rain. Rumford, 2.23. A lot of us ended up around 1 inch to 1.25 inches. That's what Portland ended up with. Bangor, lesser amounts, 0.59. And we talked yesterday about how that rain would be less intense as it headed farther north, and that turned out to be the case as far as the total precipitation. Here it is, though, the last of that rain moving through. So most of us dealt with that initial burst of precipitation, but the low itself kind of rotated through the mountains in northern Maine last night, early this morning. And so a good shield of rain still up 95 here, Holton, and all the way up to Presque Isle and Fort Kent as well, seeing that period of rain. It's obviously rotating out over the next few hours, but it's split state because southern Maine has been beautiful. A lot of sunshine. The winds have died down from our storm system yesterday, and we're going to see temperatures in the mid 60s, I think, by later this afternoon. Right now, sitting at 61 in Portland, but I'm guessing that by the 12:51 reading, we'll be at 63, something like that, 64 maybe. Meanwhile, we're stuck in the 50s across central and northern Maine because of the cloud cover, and in some cases because of the rain across northern Maine. So that's where we have the big variance in temperatures and conditions through the rest of today. So that system moves out finally later this afternoon. More of us get into some clearing, but I'd say if you're north of Bangor, probably not going to get into the clearing during the daylight hours today. We're quiet through the first half of tonight, and then our next system moves in late tonight, early tomorrow morning. In some ways, it's similar to yesterday, but in others, it's different in the sense that I don't think it will be a cloudy, windy day all day, but there will be a period of rain here on Wednesday morning that has some decent downpours, maybe a rumble of thunder with it, and a few gusty winds, but it doesn't last that long. And by the afternoon, we start to break some of this up, maybe even see some breaks of sunshine, and then we have some follow-up showers and maybe a rumble of thunder. So it's kind of a summary way that we're dealing with this rain event, where it's rain, a break, and then maybe some thunderstorms behind it. Temperatures in the 60s and then back down in the 50s, and then things settle down for Thursday, Friday, and into the weekend. It's cool. Still a little bit breezy, but we don't see as much total rain. So additional rainfall from this system tomorrow does not look as hefty as our first batch, but we have some spots here that are around 1/2 inch of rain, and it looks like we have a few spots that could be about 1 inch on the high end. So some of us will end up with over 2 inches of total rain, especially over western Maine. Keep in mind, although we get a new drought monitor on Thursday, it will not count the rain that we're going to see tomorrow. It'll only count the rain that we saw yesterday, just the way that that's staggered there. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday all look good to me. I do want to point out that each of those days has a chance for a pop-up shower in the mountains especially. And here on Saturday, you can see that's the case, even maybe into the interior a bit. So I did not put a shower chance in those days, but there's a very isolated chance of a shower. And I think they're kind of unsettled looking days, you know, especially Friday and into the weekend, where they're not going to be bluebird sunshine, but they will stay mainly dry. Temperatures, 50 flat. It's so funny, as a meteorologist, I know that when Christian or Todd put 50, it's because they saw maybe a 49 and didn't want to break it to you. Like, there's a couple of in there that we could stay in the 40s in a few spots Saturday and Sunday. Overnight lows just about freezing. So not bad, but
it'll feel like late October.
Yeah, and I think you mentioned before, we're definitely lost some leaves with yesterday's
so much came down.
Rain, and we'll do it again tomorrow. So it'll feel different, I think, by this weekend, a little bit less.
It'll look and feel very different.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll notice that. All right, Keith, thanks.